God, I'm so out of practice. Welcome to the birth story of little Miss Tilly Tate. I've got Tilly on the boob at the moment. Lexi is at daycare, so we thought we'd take this opportunity to tell you guys the story of what happened when Tilly was born. Right from the day before, right up until, well, we had a slight mishap on day, what was it, day 3?
Yeah, the morning of day 3.
But we'll go into that a little bit later. So keep watching to see what happened. This is probably actually a good time to briefly explain, if you don't know us, if you stumbled across this channel randomly. My name is Charlie.
I'm Tom.
This is quite a long story, so I definitely recommend grabbing a cup of tea or a beer and a snack and getting all comfy, because there's a lot to come. The way we wanted to tell this was a bit of a combo between us chatting to fill in the gaps, but also the vlogging that we did as we were going along. We did film a fair amount up until the slight mishap on Wednesday. Oh, I think what we should probably start with, so, poos, yeah. Typical. Timing. While Tom changes Tilly, I thought I'd just explain to you guys that we decided to have an elective C-section with Tilly. She was measuring quite big, the same as Lexi, her older sister. I ended up with an emergency C-section with Lexi. I have done her birth story, so I will link that below and you can watch that if you want to. But that was just, oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna go into that right now, but it was not the best experience. And we basically decided that we did not want a repeat of that, and we wanted to be much more in control this time. Plus, we also don't have a lot of support here because I'm British and my family are not here and my close friends aren't here, and Tom's family live quite a long way away. We didn't have anybody to look after our little girl, Lexi, who was just turning 2. We knew we didn't have that support. If I suddenly went into labour, we didn't have anybody that could just suddenly get here and look after Lexi. I just felt basically much better having everything kind of planned. I am a planner. I like to be organised, and it just takes away a lot of that anxiety. So a combo of her measuring big, her head measuring big, and not wanting to have the same experience we had last time, we decided that it was the best choice for us to do a scheduled C-section this time. So we obviously knew exactly when she was going to be born. Let's jump back to the 16th of April, 2023. It's Sunday, it's the day before the C-section. I can't really comprehend that we're literally having a baby tomorrow. It feels really weird. It's so odd to have it scheduled in, you know, and after everything that happened last time. I just feel really weird. Been having a really chilled day. Went to a birthday party earlier. Lexi was eating cake, and it was just really nice. And I was chilling out with some of the mums. It was fun. And we've just got back from seeing the midwife. They did my bloods, and some other checks. They did some checks on baby, just check everything's going okay. Yeah, I just wanted to just do a little check-in because this is the day before, officially. One day before we could become a family of 4. Oh, anyway, I am literally going through my hospital list, checking off the last few things. We've obviously got everything packed up, but I'm just putting together the last few bits and bobs, making sure all my cameras are charged. I'm going to be clearing up the bedroom because we've got Tom's aunt coming, and so she's going to stay here. Obviously, Katie is here looking after Lexi at the moment. And yeah, I'm just doing basically the last few bits and bobs. Checking we're all organised and everything. Feels very surreal. She's definitely measuring big. The midwife just now was literally like, wow, you're all baby, aren't you? So yeah, this is kind of crazy. Look at, there we go. I have basically written up a really rough schedule of kind of Lexi's day, just in case, you know, Katie gets a bit off like, I don't know, just gets confused or whatever. So, you know, to be fair, the only thing that really matters is nap time. Nap time, that's pretty much it. And I've also put all the information about daycare, like what goes in a daycare bag and, you know, all that sort of stuff.
And I always hold it straight when you tighten it, because it does have twists.
Oh, because yeah.
That's it.
Lesson in how to put Lexi in the car seat.
And then to stop the twists from messing you around.
What is Lexi doing?
Hiding in the cupboard.
Hiding in the cupboard. Where's Lexi gone? There she is! No, go away. Well, mind your little hands, Bubba. This is the Last Supper. I requested breaded chicken burgers, and I've got some nice brioche buns. Tom wanted like burger buns. This is your last day of being an only child. You have no comprehension of this, but when you look back on this one day, you will understand. You get to meet your baby sister tomorrow. Oh. No.
What are you doing? You're looking in your cupboard with all your utensils, aren't you?
You'd like some milk, would you? Lexi absolutely adores sweet corn. This is exactly what I wanted. Burgers, chicken burgers.
Good night, kisses. Get off here. You're so snoozy. Your eyes are closing.
She's so tired.
You're not chicken.
Time for sleeping, little baby girl. This is our last night as a family of 3. There'll be another baby girl soon.
Bedtime for a little baby. Your last bedtime as a single child.
As a single child.
Oh.
How are you feeling, Tommy Roo?
Yeah, feeling good. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just worried about you, obviously. Panicking.
Panicking. Of course I'm going to panic. I panic about absolutely everything. It's literally the last night. It's about like 9:30. We've just got into bed. Anyway, next time you see us will be tomorrow morning. We'll see how much I actually film. Because I know that it's not going to be like my priority, and I know I'm going to be absolutely petrified of surgery tomorrow. I have had to fast, so I'm fasting tonight. I'm not allowed any food or any water from midnight. Obviously I'm not going to be eating after midnight, but I'm not allowed any water either, which is like freaks me out, gives me anxiety. Like, you literally can't have any water, which is crazy. But see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. I'm excited. Wakey, wakey. Time to go have a baby. It's Monday. I can't believe it's finally here. It's 5:30 in the morning. Gonna have a shower. I'm so hungry. I feel a bit sick already because I need to eat, but I'm not allowed to. I'm not even allowed to have water. I'm like literally allowed to have like one tiny sip. Oh, anyway, here we go. We have to do a COVID test first thing. So Tom and I are about to do one of those.
I don't even know if it's far enough up there.
Well, if your eyes water, you know it's far enough up there.
watch the sunrise before we need to be there.
This is the morning you were born, Tilly. So surreal, right? We went to the hospital, got all settled in to our room. We were in the opposite room to where we were when we had Lexi, so it was like mirror imaged, wasn't it? Good morning.
Yeah, basically the same room, but
Flipped.
Yeah,
exactly. So here we go. This is our room. We thought we were going to be in the same room as we were last time, but they're basically two identical ones with one shared bathroom. So, yeah. It's a really small little hospital, so it's quite intimate, isn't it? It's quite nice, and all the midwives just like look after you really well. It was really good when we had Lexi. We were really well looked after. I felt quite comfortable going back there again, being in the same. It felt like familiar, didn't it?
Yeah.
It does kind of look like we're moving in. Got so many bags and so much stuff, but you know, you kind of need a lot of stuff when it comes to babies. We brought our COVID negative tests in, so that's good. No COVID. That also means that we don't have to wear masks when we're in the room. You have to wear them when you're out in the corridor, but when we're in the room we don't have to have a mask on, which is nice. They have got these new bassinets that have a drop side on them. I'm not going to do it right at this second, but it drops down and then lies flat next to the bed, which means that I'll be able to touch Bubba, which was such a struggle for me last time because I couldn't, like, obviously couldn't get up and I couldn't get to her, and it was horrible. But yeah, they've invested in these new ones, so that's really nice. Here we go. I'm in my gown, Tom's in his scrubs.
Yep.
What time is it? Well, 7. Like, we're supposed to be going into theatre at about 8, I think it is. Can't believe this is the last time I'm pregnant. Tom in his scrubs.
Yep. Ready to do the operation.
Ready to do the operation. Got to put your foot covers on him, and
Yeah.
your nice clean trainers there. It's almost time. It's literally like 10 minutes till we go to theatre. We've just done all the ops, like she's just checked everything. Oh, one thing I didn't actually vlog here and I forgot was that I took, what was it, that sachet they gave me?
It was something to neutralise the stomach acid in case she threw up.
Yeah, oh, that was it, yeah. And I remember thinking it was really nice because I was allowed to drink a little bit of fluid because I was so thirsty. Yeah, so I had that, and they put my cannula in. They've put this numbing gel on my hand to try and help with putting the cannula in. It was definitely better than last time. I've got a bit more used to it. I didn't kind of panic as much, did I?
No.
Which was good. You don't have to go through anything. You just get a baby at the end of this. I have to be poked and prodded and stabbed and all the things.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten anything. I'm not allowed to drink. I'm so thirsty. And then I just walked down to theatre. And we didn't vlog anything when we got to theatre, did we? It was all...
Yeah. Well, we couldn't film any of the operation,
yeah.
So all I would have filmed was Charlie's face while she's getting it's cut open. It's like, well, it's not exactly...
No, that is true actually, yeah. It's so we walked into theatre, I sat down on the bed and the anaesthetist did his thing. I had a, what did I have this time? It was the same as last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a spinal block.
The spinal block. So it wasn't an epidural, it was a spinal block. And then they lay me down and then they obviously prepped me for theatre. I was absolutely petrified. the same as last time. Even though I'd obviously been through this whole experience before, I was absolutely terrified, and Tom was trying to calm me down. I totally prepped Tom on filming when Tilly was like pulled out, when they dropped the lower the curtain so you could see, but oh, it was all just a bit much, wasn't it? And it just didn't happen. However, what did happen was the nurse had taken my phone and she was taking like burst photos, and somehow on my iPhone we managed to like link them together to get like a tiny little bit of footage. So we do have like the moment that Tilly was pulled out of my tummy, which was pretty cool. And the moment they dropped the curtain, I just burst into tears. Oh, it was so different to when I had Lexi, you know. It was much more emotional. And then they put Tilly on the table.
Take it.
I'll wrap her up and we can pop her with Charlotte if you like.
Yeah, just get her all bundled up.
Oh, trying to open my eyes. Hey? Hey, sweetie. Gonna open your eyes, aren't we? Oh, no, it's alright. It's very bright in here. It's very bright in here. Yeah, it is. It's so bright.
You can see her. Yeah, because that's not much of you. That's a bit of you. You got her though? Yeah. You might need to
baby girl.
So once Tilly was out and Tom had cut the cord and everything, and they started to like get me prepped to kind of sew me back up again, I started feeling really not good at all, like really faint, and it was horrendous. And then I actually, like my worst nightmare, I actually threw up. I was like, I'm gonna be sick, and then I threw up, and it's a very surreal sensation throwing up whilst you know that you're cut open. It was just, ugh, it wasn't good. Anyway, and Tom was desperately trying to keep me calm, and then Tom started feeling a bit lightheaded. And so the nurses were like, right, lie down. And so I was a disaster. Obviously the doctors were all doing all the checks on Tilly and making sure she was okay. And Tom was lying down in the corner of the theatre. Oh my goodness. Not the best.
Well, the doctors didn't want to have to deal with a passed out husband as well as an incapacitated wife.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what happened after that then?
We went into recovery.
Oh yeah.
And they did all the measurements of little Tilly.
Oh yeah, I was so happy because I was quite out of it, I think, with all the drugs, and so Tom was filming and he got them weighing her for the first time.
Weighing and measuring and all that stuff.
That was cool.
£6.15.
Oh. Much smaller.
Thank you very
How are
much.
you feeling, Kitty?
Completely washed out. Yeah. So you had that extra pain relief. So that will help make you feel tired.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
probably won't remember this. I'm probably going to block it out.
So yeah, home sweet home.
Home sweet home. Just go this time with the baby. Wow, that was an ordeal. I wanted to just quickly put this on camera now so that I remember, because I feel like I'm going to have just forgotten everything that's just happened. It's all a bit weird. It's very surreal. The surgery was like, I don't know, not painful obviously, but it felt really uncomfortable. It felt like they were tugging at my lungs. I felt like I couldn't breathe. It wasn't the best. I felt so like just dizzy and faint, and oh yeah, it's definitely harder than last time. I don't remember it being like this last time. We just tried to do the first boob feed, but she's really tired. She's really snoozy. And we're going to try and do a little bit of skin to skin soon as well. Yeah, after recovery they've wheeled us back and we're now back in our room. I've now got oxygen on, obviously. I've got compressors on my legs. I've got a saline drip. I'm feeling just very drowsy, snoozy. I don't know, I'm like 1 second I'm hot, 1 second I'm cold. Just not feeling the best, as to be expected really after surgery. Tom's put his headphones on. It's just as soon as they held Tilly up, I just burst into tears uncontrollably. I was just like so unbelievably happy. I just couldn't believe it. And she's so tiny. She's smaller, after all that, she's smaller than Lexi. Except her head, she's got a big head, so I think we still made the right decision. But, oh goodness me. The pain to come, the pain is imminent and I'm terrified. I can just about wiggle my toes, but I can't feel much. I feel very numb still, it's very odd. Anyway, that's enough of an update for now. I'm very hungry. And I'm not allowed to eat yet.
Everything went really smoothly, didn't it? It was really so much more positive experience than last time, don't you think?
Yeah.
But this time, yeah, we got back. It was in the middle of the day, obviously. Got back into the room and I had skin to skin with Tilly. And it was how I wanted it to be. It was how I had imagined, you know, birth to be, and all these little experiences that I kind of feel like I just missed last time. And it was really bad for my mental health, because it just, well, it was a catalyst that just triggered everything that happened from then onwards. So it was just a very different experience this time, and I feel really lucky that we got that time, you know. And Tom got time with Tilly as well, just to relax, and oh, it was beautiful. That whole day was really lovely. Obviously I couldn't move. I was lying in bed because I was still numb. I was numb until the evening. I mean, I could wiggle my toes fairly soon after, I think, but I was numb for ages, and I don't remember. Obviously I was asleep the first time, so I don't remember how long I was numb for. Lunch arrived.
Lunch is served.
Ooh.
It's like meatballs and mash. Hell yeah.
And I get
jelly and ice cream. Cup of hot water ready to go for coffee.
And I get jelly and I'm allowed apple juice. Great. It's not very fair, is it? Although I'm very excited if I'm actually allowed this, to have some sugar. I've got your food to keep you going.
Good on you.
Oh, thank you.
Brilliant.
There's one there, and I'll put this in the fridge. Some more juice. Later that day, obviously we were really keen to get Lexi in to come and meet her little sister. So Lexi was brought in by Auntie Trish and Katie, who were looking after her for the week whilst we were in hospital. And oh my goodness, it was so unbelievably heartwarming. She brought a daisy.
I'm gonna put the flower there, Bubba. No? Can you put it on there? Yeah. You can put it on. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there you go, baby Tilly. Oh, that's a bit cute.
Yeah.
A single daisy.
Yeah, Lexi brought a little daisy in and they popped that on little Tilly's
Yeah. Oh, it was so cute.
Baby lucky you. Baby Tilly. Gonna give Mummy some kisses?
Yeah, come
Mummy snooze.
Mummy snooze, yeah, I know.
Who's this? Who's this? Baby Tilly. She still hasn't quite. Every time I say Baby Tilly, she looks at you. Looks at your tummy. Yeah. Mummy's had a big day, Bubba.
Mummy's tired.
Mummy's had a big day.
Mummy's tired because she had a baby Tilly.
So one of the rules when you have, I don't know if it's all surgery, but you know, when you have a C-section is you are not allowed to eat anything solid until you've passed wind.
Tom gets fish and chips for dinner, and I get more jelly and juice. Great.
Yeah.
This isn't really fair, is it? Oh well.
I was absolutely starving. Oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden, sorry, way too much information here, but you know, this is me. This is my channel. This is what I do. It was what time? It was about 8 o'clock at night and I farted. And I literally was like, yes! Yes, I'm allowed to eat now. The problem is that the hospital, like, you know, dinner service was obviously finished. There was no food at all apart from snacks. All we had with us was snacks, and I hadn't eaten all day, so I wanted something like proper. So we rang up Katie and went, because we live literally just around the corner from the hospital, and we just said, I don't suppose there's any chance you could just bring some food. I was like, even just some cheese and crackers. And she and Trish came round, but she brought a meal that one of my mum friends had made for us. Oh my goodness, she had made mushroom and beef stroganoff, I think it was, wasn't it? Oh my, and it was like the best meal ever. I was so happy. It was just, obviously I was starving, but yeah, I just remember that.
It was a good stroganoff though.
It was a really nice stroganoff, so thank you very much, Natalie. We appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers, Nat.
Good morning, baby girl. You're exactly 1 day old. Pretty much. Like within 5 minutes, yeah. Just having some cold toast for breakfast. Something very satisfying about hospital cold toast. I don't know why. Oh, I'm covered in crumbs.
Very gentle, Papa. Yeah, very gentle. Gentle. Oh, baby gentle. Look at her little nose. Look. Snooze. Yeah. Oh. She's opening her eyes. Sweats. Oh, nice.
It's very cute, isn't it, Bubba?
Lexi sits.
Yeah, sure is.
You're being so good and gentle. Yes. Lexi is a baby. I'm not a baby.
No, she's telling you, Kitty, it's a baby.
Oh.
Kitty, it's a baby.
Aww.
Oh no, Trish is getting cuddles now.
Hey, can I have my glove? Oh, actually, I'm just doing it. Hello, beautiful little one.
It's coming to the end of day 2. Wow, it's been a hell of a day. Obviously, they wanted me to get up this morning, so they took off my like compression things that were on my legs, took my catheter out. Then I tried to get up to walk to the loo. and have a shower. Unfortunately, my blood pressure dropped really badly and it made me feel really faint and horrible. So I had to basically get back into the bed again. And then they put me on a drip for another hour, try and hydrate me, and they put another cannula in my arm, so I have 2 now, just in case they wanted to do more bloods. But then about an hour later I was feeling a bit better and I managed to get up this time and made it to the toilet, which is good. So yeah, feeling a bit more human. Weirdly, I've got less pain from the incision this time than I did last time, but my tummy is super sore and my uterus is like contracting really hard, and that's painful too. But yeah, Tilly has been feeding really well, which is such a good sign. She has had like about 3 or 4 good latches, and she's had a lot of the colostrum that we expressed beforehand as well from a syringe. And yeah, so she's having a big sleep now. Lexi will be coming back again to come and do her little second visit today very soon, I think. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. I've just been sat in bed having, I've just eaten a double-decker. This is one of the treats that my brother and his girlfriend Emily very kindly sent over in a little care package. It was so nice, lots of British treats. So that was the best tasting double-decker ever. Tom is in the background there, just having a little downtime. He has been an absolute star, because obviously I can't do anything. So yet again, he is just totally one-man band looking after Tilly. So yeah, at the end of day 2, I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty good. I'm quite happy.
And then it was Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Wednesday morning. She had a bit of a restless night. You could tell she was dealing with like a bit of mucus and stuff throughout the night. But just as I got up in the morning and as breakfast arrived, and yeah, I hopped up and I heard a cough, choke behind me, just this little sort of pathetic choke, and didn't sound very good. So I spun around and she was really choking. She wasn't breathing. So luckily, right there, was awake, and scooped her up and hit the emergency button and ran out, and they had to suck the mucus that was blocking her airway. It was so quick, everyone was really great, and she screamed the house down as soon as they cleared it.
Yeah.
And as soon as she did that, I went back to the room and let Charlie know she's going to be alright, and quickly shoveled down some breakfast and went back in there, and they were still working on her. Her blood sugar was really low, and
what we've missed out there is that it happened the day before. Very briefly, she'd coughed. She hadn't choked, but she was just struggling with a bit of mucus, which can happen if you have a cesarean section, because they don't kind of get squeezed out, and so they can often have a little bit more mucus in it, because it happened the day before. And she cried immediately, and I hadn't even, because obviously I couldn't get up, I hadn't got out of bed, I couldn't go and see her, but they brought her back almost straight away, didn't they? And they were like, it's fine. This time, I in my head just kind of thought that the same thing had happened, but it was way more serious, and the doctors thought when she choked, they were really worried that she might have taken some of the mucus into her lungs, and they basically started treating her on antibiotics immediately because they thought she might have sepsis. And
yeah, that one of the things that causes extra mucus is an infection in the body, and she didn't have a temperature or any other real signs of an infection. But with babies, you can't take any chances. You can't wait to see.
When she hadn't come back into the room, like within, like it must have been like 5-10 minutes, I obviously was getting really, really worried, even though Tom had come back to me and said it's fine, she's breathing, it's all okay. But it seemed to have just got a lot more serious, a lot more quickly. And I then got put in a wheelchair and wheeled round to where she was. She was actually in the delivery room on like the crash cart they have for babies there. And when I saw her, oh my God, I was just in hysterics. I was like, it was just awful. It's like every parent's worst nightmare seeing her. She was just so helpless, lying there on the table. They put a cannula in her hand and there was like blood, and it was just awful. And I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. I was like, this can't be my child, like really, what's going on? Like, and then the doctor turned to me and she said, you've got a really sick baby. And I just was beside myself. I was like, this is horrendous. Like, what? It was all going so well. Like, what happened? How did it get this bad so quickly? Anyway, so the next step was, well, they basically were monitoring her, and then they were communicating with one of the bigger hospitals in Adelaide, because as I said before, we were at the South Coast, which is quite a small little hospital, and they really didn't have any facilities to deal with a sick baby. They don't have incubators or anything, so immediately they were making arrangements to transfer her to Flinders. The next thing that happened was one of the doctors actually got a syringe. They got a tube down. They put a tube down into her tummy to see if they could find out what was going on, and they syringed out a load of like kind of mucousy gunk, didn't they?
Yeah, yellowy green.
And the second they did that, all of her stats kind of stabilised, didn't they?
Yeah.
And she was fine, and then she was breathing on her own without the mask, and I didn't feel relieved because, you know, the doctor had said to me, you've got a really sick baby, and I just, you know, was basically thinking the worst. Honestly, I was like, I can't believe we might lose our baby 2 days old. And but what was a positive note at the time, even though I couldn't see this, was that they downgraded the urgency of getting her to Flinders Hospital from getting a helicopter to taking her in an ambulance instead. So at the time I was still beside myself, obviously. We were both really worried, but obviously that was a good sign that they had, that they were confident that she'd be okay just going in the ambulance rather than a helicopter.
A paramedic and a doctor, they came down, and they've got basically the equivalent of a humidity crib, crash cart, everything you need to resuscitate a baby and transport a little baby. Yeah. But she had already stabilised fully, more or less, before they arrived. So. Yeah. So they packed Tilly into the transport crib with the doctor on board and the paramedic, and I could have gone with them, but then Charlie would be stranded for like 12 hours. Yeah. Waiting for an ambulance. Because
I obviously wasn't an emergency, and I obviously hadn't been discharged yet because I was only 2 days post surgery, and they had a bed for me there, but I was gonna have to wait for hours and hours, like a whole day for an ambulance, and I didn't want to be away from Tilly.
Yeah, and it's like an hour and 20-minute drive.
Exactly. So we decided the best thing was for them to take Tilly, especially since she was stable, and then we drove basically behind them, and got there as soon. And then once we got there, we went straight to the special care unit? Yeah, I think it's called special care. And that was absolutely shocking to see her in an incubator. It was any parents that have been in this situation, you know, any new babies or anything like that, premature babies, sorry, you'll obviously know what it's like seeing your baby in an incubator. It's really hard. A little drip in her hand. Oh, little wires.
At the time, we didn't really know exactly where we stood with it, like how good or bad she was doing, or everything. All the feedback was fine from everybody, but just being there and not really knowing was really, really hard. It's just challenging. Yeah. You know, just emotionally draining. We're completely in tears. Every 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah. For ages.
And like on top of all of that, we'd gone away from Lexi, because now we were in the city and Lexi was back at home, and so we were so far away from her, and that was hard as well. Even though we obviously knew she was being looked after so well, it's just I missed her, you know. So that afternoon when we got there, I I did a feed. It was very positive. They said that we could take her out, didn't they? Straight away, even though she was obviously connected up to all the wires and monitors and everything, which was, again, really distressing. But I did a feed and that felt quite positive that we could like hold her and take her out and, you know, do that sort of stuff. I was with her as much as I could be, but I was also trying to desperately rest to recover from the surgery, and I was in a lot of pain still and on a lot of painkillers. I was feeding her as much as I could. I did one pump, and actually my milk came in, didn't it? My milk came in crazy well, considering like last time, which was a nightmare. Come on.
First pump.
First pump, not too bad, hey? That's pretty good. Look at that colour.
Ounces, where's the other mils on there? Next to it. There you go. 100 mils. That's unbelievable.
100 mils.
It took us like a month to get that last time. Us.
Us.
You're the one doing all the hard work.
It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. But that whole breastfeeding story is for another time. I will promise you guys I will do another video on that, because it has been a completely different journey this time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Completely different story.
Opposite, really.
Yeah, basically the opposite. So there is hope out there if anybody has been having problems with breastfeeding. Second time round, it's been much better. Anyway, that, as I said, is for another time. The next day we saw the doctor. Thursday she was being monitored the whole time, wasn't she? And we saw the doctor came around and spoke to us, and he said that he wanted to do one final check, I think called a barium swallow, to make sure that her pathway, I think it was, yeah, her pathway was like clear and everything. Basically wasn't any hidden problems that they hadn't already thought of. The results from that all came back clear, and then they said that before they were allowed to discharge any of us, she had to spend one night with me in my room. So on Thursday she did that and it was absolutely fine, we didn't have any problems. And then Friday morning I got all the paperwork sorted really early. I basically started the process super early because I knew it was going to take a while, because I was like, I just want to go home. Wow, yes. Completely drained. It's been the hardest few days of my life, basically. I'm going to explain everything probably when we're back at home, because I don't really feel even ready to like vocalize it out loud. It's just been horrific. And then both Tilly and I got discharged on Friday morning and we were able to go home. We're just getting everything packed up, ready to go. Packing up the room. Little one, we're home. How cute is this? Who's this, Bubba?
Lexi, who's this?
Who's this?
Baby Tilly. Yeah.
Baby Tilly.
Can I have some cuddles?
There we go.
This little boy. Oh, you're so big.
I know.
You're so big. Who's this? It's baby Tilly.
Who's?
Tilly's hands.
Tilly's hand.
Oh,
Cute.
skirt.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at her. Hold that up, right, here we go. Little baby girl. So, this
After all that,
yeah, exactly. This is that's the story of the birth of little Miss Tilly Tate. She's a proper little charmer, this one. As I said before, we made this so that we could just remember the birth of little Miss Tilly, because, you know, I can't remember anything, like baby brain, seriously. Completely frazzled. If you enjoy watching just real, raw, I don't know, parenting life, then please make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're now officially a family of 4. That's crazy. I never thought that would be the case.
yeah, if you liked what you saw, then hit the like button. It goes a long way in pushing the channel forward, and
hopefully we will see you very soon. I think the next video will probably be some sort of just crazy vlog from what's going on in our manic, hectic life. It's got very, very busy. There's a lot going on. Also, there is something very, very exciting happening soon. But, you know, more of that to come. Anyway, see you guys soon.
All right. Bye.
Say bye, Tilly.